Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearance of the Week. This is Wednesday, May 10th, 2023. We'll be giving you all the first appearance in your comic shops today. Now this week we have another light video for you guys. I think we only have 3 first appearances, 4 honorable mentions, so only 7 titles in all to go through, but there's definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearance of the week ending May 12th, 2023. First up from DC Comics, Batman Incorporated number 8. This features the first full appearance of Joker Incorporated. This is Tap Dance Man, Corvus Call, The Ghoul, Alpaca, Dusty Bronco, and Die Laughin'. Now, like we always say with the DC Comics, it really depends on what they do with these characters they're introducing into comics as to how important these books or characters are going to be in the future. Now, DC doesn't have a great track record with introducing new characters and making them relevant years to come, so it really depends on what they do. If they introduce these characters into a small screen, big screen project, if they take these characters into other story arcs across other title series that are maybe more their mainstay title series instead of this Batman Incorporated, then they may be more important going forward and to the DCU in general. But like I said, it really depends on what DC does, so this is definitely going to be a little more speculative if you choose to pick it up. But this is the first full appearance of this Joker Incorporated, so it may be worth specking on for the cover price. Go ahead and grab this one here if you can for a spec bet. If you can't though, put it in your B-list and keep an eye on it. Next up from Marvel Comics, Extreme Venom Verse number 1. This features the first appearance of Venom as a samurai. Now this is an anthology of stories featuring alternate reality versions of Venom, including one that features Eddie Brock as Spider-Man. Now, like we mentioned before to you guys, the SpiderMan franchise, Venom franchise, incredibly popular, huge fan base, huge collector base. So anytime there's an introduction of new characters into either one of these universes, Venom or Spider-Man, it's definitely worth picking these books up for the cover price and add them to your collection. This features the first appearance of Venom as a samurai, and there's also other alternate reality versions of Venom that aren't mentioned here, and it also features Eddie Brock as Spider-Man. So in our opinion, this is one you definitely want to pick up and add to your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. And finally, from Marvel Comics, Spider-Man 2099 Dark Genesis number 2. This features the first appearance of Blade 2099 and the first appearance of Flipside 3.0. Now, with Marvel Comics, we typically recommend picking up any first appearance of new characters in these Marvel titles. Marvel Disney is still going strong with the streaming series, TV shows, and feature films, and you really don't know where any of these characters may end up. If they get on the big screen or small screen, a lot more eyes on these characters, people will definitely go back and try to chase down the first appearance in the comics. So for our opinion, for $3 or $4, probably worth picking up and add to your collection, so go ahead and grab this one. And now for the honorable mentions. From Boom Comics, Ghost Lore number 1. An estranged daughter and her pastor father wander a haunted land with only the restless spirits as company along the way. Now, we included this one here on the list because Boom Comics has had a lot of their titles picking up an option for small screen and big screen projects in the past, so they have a foot in the door to Hollywood. So that's why we put this one here on the list. This one may not necessarily lend itself as well as some of their other titles to a small screen and big screen project, but this is the premiere issue of this series, and if it gets picked up, it could become huge. For $3 or $4, it may be worth picking up the spec on. Like we mentioned before, these small press and indie publishers, if they could pick up an option, that's a huge price driver for these books in the future. So for $3 or $4, it may be worth picking up the spec on. Grab this one here if you can. If you can't, though, put it on your B-list and keep an eye on it. Next up from Opus, Within Temptation number 1. In the future, a battle rages between 2 species. An advanced humanoid species ruled by a techno-organic matriarch against a cruel race of artificially intelligent aliens. Now this one here sounds like it lends itself very well to a small screen and big screen project. Opus hasn't really had a lot of their titles picked up an option in the past. That's not really an indication of the future though. It really depends on what Hollywood is looking for, and they are scoping all these small press and indie publishers for content. So in our opinion, maybe a good spec bet to pick up and add to your collection. Grab this one here if you can. If you can't though, put it on your B-list and keep an eye on it. Next up from DC Comics, Green Lantern number 1. This is the premiere issue of this new ongoing series for Green Lantern. Now, we put this on the list because this is the premiere issue of this new ongoing series, and oftentimes the premiere issues of these ongoing title series, they have hidden characters in them, new first appearances of special powers or special suits. So we put them on the list for that reason. There is nothing confirmed as of now, but this is the premiere issue of this new Green Lantern's title series, so it may be worth picking a spec on. This will be a speculative bet because you are specking on there being something in this issue that is a price driver in the future. Like I said, there is nothing in the solicitation other than the fact that this is the premiere issue. So pick this one here up for spec bet if you can. If you can't though, put it on your B-list and take a look at it later on. And finally from Marvel Comics, Silk number 1. This is the premiere issue of the new Silk title series. Now, Silk is a fan-favorite character, a huge fan base, huge collector base for this particular character and this title series. So this one here may be worth picking up for your collection. Just like with the previous title we just mentioned, this is the premiere issue of this series, that's why we put it on the list. Oftentimes there could be hidden first appearances in these issues, or the first appearance of new costumes or new superpowers. So like I said, we put this one here on the list because it is a premiere issue of the Silk ongoing title series, and because it is such a hugely popular character, this one here may be worth picking up for a spec. Grab this one here if you can. If you can't do it, put it in your B-list and take a look at it later on. So there you have the 7 titles we have for you guys this week. Another light week, but there's definitely some books in there worth picking up for your collection. So please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.